Okay, great. So, we have to start this over. Oh boy. Let's see if I can get my second monitor in shape before we actually get forward with this, right? One second. Videos. Just to double check a couple things. Let me see if it actually caught any of the... It didn't. Okay, great. So, lesson learned. Cool. Alright. Now that we've figured that load of BS out, let's go this way. And we have to keep this box here. I've just learned that we cannot get rid of it. We cannot get rid of this thing. We can't. And that sucks, honestly. Alright. So, just real quick, let's quickly take a look at the official Adventure World website, at the Arlington thing. Then we can look at this video of Arlington. Right? Just one second. I want to pull up the Arlington website, but I closed it like a fool. There we go. Did I put it? No, I didn't. I put like one of my failed Twitch streams here. One second. One second, guys. Alright. Hopefully, the stream itself goes much smoother. Alright, here's Arlington's website. I'm gonna... We're gonna go to my archive server. We're gonna put this right over here. And now we should have access to this, right? If I go back to Discord. There we go. Look at that. Ain't that something? The teamwork that we accomplish by not being prepared. I had this open previously, and then I had to change it because I did have a technical difficulty, but now here we are, right? Let's double check some real quick. Super duper quickity quick. Alright, now that I have my other monitor getting ready here, alright, let's get to cooking. So, if we go down here, Arlington, this is the Arlington's new indoor playground. Chuck E. Cheese Adventure World, right? That's what it says. It's just behind the Chuck bot. I cannot get rid of this thing right here. I wish I could. A little sensor bar is gonna have to do because it won't let me get rid of that. If I get rid of that, it stops the stream from working. So, Chuck E. Cheese Adventure World. We have this little AI render here of a hat, a telescope, and a map. All of which I feel like could have been drawn by a person, but this is a discussion for a separate stream or a separate video or something. High energy, active play. Every visit to Adventure World is packed with movement focused play and excitement. Your kids can explore a multi-story active play structure to build strength, boost confidence, and unleash creativity. And of course, have fun, but like, unleash creativity. Are you seeing this? Right here. They put AI renders all over the store and said, alright, unleash your creativity in this space. Oh my goodness. No, that's like a rough statement, I know. But, I find it funny, right? Just for a second. Getting on my soapbox a little here. For a company that spent literal ages talking about hyping up, oh, we might do animation, oh, we might do this, we might do that, this, that, the other, right? For a company that hyped that up so heavily, so intently, you would think that they would have just like a human artist behind it. They literally just barely recently got themselves animated, by mind you. Like this is like a recent development that they just started getting like consistent animations, right? And you would think with this new, that's my dog, with this new stuff, in place, they would at the very least try to like, you'd think they'd put some of those artists to work, right? Because they tried to go animated for a long time. I guarantee you, drawing out renders would have been much less cost effective than having them animate something, right? It's just kind of, it strikes me as odd. They've spent years upon years trying to get a solid sense of their animation style, and I guess not, guys. Look at that. Now they got AI renders. Even if, well, we'll get to that in a second. Even if they didn't want to do AI renders, there are alternatives, right? And we'll get into that too because it's part of our list of stuff. Alright, scrolling a little bit, we come across this picture. Chucky is at the bottom of the slide, like the 49-year-old man that he is. Or mouse in this case. Look at him. Ain't he beautiful? I could have sworn there was a picture of the current CEO of the company also at the bottom of the slide. In the same kind of pose as Chucky in like an article somewhere, but I suppose not. Perhaps I dreamed the whole thing, but am I hallucinating this image? Please, if someone else finds it, whether in the article or not, tell me, let me know, please. Alright. Next thing, what is Adventure World? Right? Adventure World is the new Chuck E. Cheese destination for kids who love to move, climb, crawl, and explore. It features the Chuck E. Cheese safety, characters, and parties you love, but focus on active play rather than pizza and games. That's awesome. Young kids can explore a multi-story active play structure built to boost strength, confidence, and unleash creativity. And then we got this picture of like, there's kids on that side playing blocks, and then this kid has just come off one of the slides. Alright. All day fun for little adventures. Keep in mind, although this speaks generally about Chuck E. Cheese World locations, this is also very focused on like Arlington, because Arlington was the very first Chuck E. Cheese Adventure World location to open. It opened in November, if I remember correctly, based on like all the heavily AI generated ads. Alright. Explore the 3-story active play structure full of obstacles, slides, climbers, and more. And don't forget to stop for a treat at Pasquale's Snack Shop. I'm hiding Chuckbot again. Chuckbot is bothering me. Look at that. There you go, it's not so bad now. And then you see attractions. And then we get this AI render right here of Chucky. Not surprising. That is in fact something to behold, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I genuinely don't know how to respond to this. Alright. And then right here we have like the ticket blaster and all that like. It's got a kid in there, there's Chucky. Based on this photo, it's right in front of the Adventure Zone play place. Epic birthday parties. Oh, that's what that reminds me of. The Adventure Zone playground reminds me of Play Place. That's what that reminds me of. There we go. Alright, so my apologies. I was also like sending something real quick on my other monitor. Birthday parties turn the entire space into a celebration playground complete with all-day play, fountain drinks, the iconic ticket blaster, a visit from Chucky himself, birthday star exclusives, and more. Alright, based on this message, I might also have something to add to stream depending on when I get replied to. But if it doesn't happen during the stream, I can gladly put it on next stream. I don't mind. I could just make a part 2. No harm in that. My goodness, I'm a little sleepy. There we go. And then right here, we have this render of Chuck driving a race car. Also, most likely AI generated. That's something to behold. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that one. I do think this is one of the interesting things. Again, you can definitely draw this. This can definitely be drawn up, and it would be so cool if it was. And then you go down to here, there's like children playing with blocks. And then there's safety starts here, kid check, right? Chuck E. Cheese provides a kid-safe environment that meets national standards for safety and cleanliness, supported by our patented Kid Check system. Upon entry, children and their guardians receive matching invisible stamps, which must be shown upon exit to ensure everyone leaves together. Kid Check also uses camera to record visual images, though it is not a surveillance system and not a substitute for adult supervision. Parents and guardians are responsible for watching their children at all times. Preach. Because the amount of people who just let their kid run free. Okay. I have seen firsthand a parent try to just leave their kid at Chuck E. Cheese and act like they're a babysitter for 4 hours. And we have had to stop them and be like, you can't do that. The kid's like 3 years old. You can't just leave him here, you know? There's like so much wrong that can happen if you just leave a kid there. So having this written as an actual statement on their website is like so refreshing. Honestly, thank you to whoever wrote that. I don't know who you are, but you're great. And then here's a render. It's got a location symbol in between the Chuck's Adventure hat and the telescope. Its background blends in with the wall of this screen so much. It takes you a second to really focus in on it, right? Fuel adventures at Pasquale's Snack Shop. Power up your adventure at Pasquale's Snack Shop, where you'll find giant pretzels, popcorn, nachos. I just did the worst pronunciation of nachos in the world. And then churros, cotton candy, and Dippin' Dots. Perfect treats to keep the fun going. That's great. When we get to the bottom of the page, I might just see like the welcome message from the Chuckbot, and that will be it for this website. We'll then move on to the video about it. And then here's a page right here to just sign the waiver. They do have a legal waiver, by the way. The reason they have a legal waiver has to do with so when you go onto this giant obstacle course, there's like so many ways in which a child or another person can get severely hurt by like if they're messing around, mostly if they're not trying to be at least a little safe on the adventure zone, and they like slip and fall, and because they're not like paying attention, they're not keeping themselves safe, or nobody's watching them to make sure that they're actually like staying safe, that is when you start to cross over into legal liability territory. And I mean, fair enough. Chuck E. Cheese, like, they do disclose this in the waiver itself, which you can actually sign the waiver on the website. I do believe, hold on, we'll go into this website, the Chuck E. Cheese Adventure World. If you've already completed our waiver on a previous visit or at our website, continue to the register. Now, I don't know if this applies specifically to Arlington, or if you can like apply it to just about all of Chuck E. Cheese locations, but there's that. Fill out our waiver form, English and Spanish, which is really nice. But essentially, if you fill it out online before you go to the store, it's probably just, it makes you go down the line faster, right? Yeah, so let's go back for a second. And then right here you have like the address for Arlington's location. You have the hours right here, which I feel like these are just about standard for Chuck E. Cheese. Well, yeah, these are standard like Chuck E. Cheese open hours. There's a sign waiver button again, and then there's all these like bottom of the web page kind of things. Let's move this out of the way and take a look at Chuckbot for just a second. Oh. Hey there, I'm Chuckbot, your guide to all the pizza, games, and party fun at Chuck E. Cheese. I can help you in English, Spanish, or most other languages. Just start typing the language of your choice. How can I help you today? And then you can just like start typing in either English or Spanish, and they'll be able to help you, which, fair enough, you know. It's better than just having in English. We're hiding the speech bubble again so that I don't accidentally click it. Well, that's what that can be for. To prevent accidentally clicking any buttons. I'm a genius. No, I'm not. Alright, let's go to the Arlington, Texas video. This video is posted by the CEC Fun Zone on YouTube. Go ahead and like give them the credit that they deserve. So we're gonna watch them go through this, right? Oh. There's pictures. Lots of pictures. See the actual. I haven't watched.
I may never be a rich dog. Have my heart's desire on every whim. And I may never be the president.
Okay.
The World Series I might never win. I don't need that much to keep me happy. It don't take much to keep me satisfied. I'm just a simple kind of hound dog. It don't take that much to get me by. That's a deal.
just to go back a second, can we actually...
That's a deal! That's a deal! That's a deal!
Hola from the fast lane, mi amigos. Oh, Jesus. You know the story about the tortoise and the hare? They say slow and steady wins a race, and maybe that's right for some things. But when you're in a race car... Oh, Vidal, I think I butchered that. It just means forget it. Fast and fun is the easy way to go. The engine reared, my ears flapped like flags in the wind, and the track whipped it past in streaks of color. For this bunny, that kind of speed made even my fastest hops feel slow. The handwriting in this is already kind of like sucky, but on my screen, it does not look very good. It actually looks better on my second monitor. Hold on. Let's try this again. Hola from the fast lane, mi amigos. You know the story about the tortoise and the hare? They say slow and steady wins the race. Maybe that's true for some things, but when you're in a race car, olvidalo. Fast and fun is the only way to go. The engine reared, my ears flapped like flags in the wind, and the track whipped past in streaks of color. For this bunny, that kind of speed made even my fastest hops feel slow. I crossed the finish line with the biggest smile, corazon beating fast, and thought, what a beautiful way to chase the day. It looks so much better on my other monitor. Now I'm revving up for whatever's around the next curve. Vamos, your friend and bunny behind the wheel, Bella. Okay. I guess that's not bad, actually. I butchered so many pronunciations right there, but this is why I'm learning, okay? This is why we all learn. Alright.
Deal! What do you say? What's up? It seems so real. That's a deal! I don't need money, I don't need fame. I don't need much to keep me sane. All I need is my guitar and a meal. That's a deal!
Mr. Munch has a letter? Oh my god, Mr. Munch has a letter. We have to read it.
Oh yeah! All I need is my guitar and a meal. That's a deal!
Okay. Can I see it better from my other monitor? Yes. Much better. Okay. Greetings from the snowy mountains. Chucky and I zoomed down the mountain faster than I could say, Lord, that's Planet Purple for wow. I tried to jump off a snow ramp like he did, but instead I invented a brand new move called the flop and roll. Nailed it. Oh boy. At one point, I face planted right into a snowdrift and accidentally ate some snow. Good news, it was cold, crunchy, and surprisingly delicious. Gotta remember to tell Pasquale he needs to add snow to the menu. Chucky says it was the first time he'd ever seen a giant purple and white rolling snowball. Haha, I may not stick the landing, but I sure stick out in the snow. I can't wait for the next big adventure. I just love experiencing new things with my friends. Anyway, gotta go. Got a craving for some more of that tasty snow. Yikes. That's rough. Okay.
Oh yeah! Having lots of stuff ain't the answer. That takes up just too much of my time. I'd rather spend my years on something better, like spending time with all these friends of mine. So if you like this story that I'm weaving, if you think I'm not just a squeaky wheel, then everybody shout it out together. Say it nice and loud. Oh, that's a deal! That's a deal! That's a deal! That's a deal!
Someone else had a note. Of course they had a f***ing note. Was it Jasper's?
It's a deal!
Jasper's we have to... Okay, cool. Ahoy there, ya dogs. Oh boy. Let me see this. Shiver me tail and scratch behind me ears. What a howling good adventure we had. I followed my trusty sniffer to the X that marked the spot, and wouldn't you know, right under it was a treasure chest stuffed with gold coins and shiny jewels. Still can't believe that bone or chew toy I buried. I should have made a map for that. Anyway, Captain Chucky and I will be setting sail soon, chasing that bright big tennis ball on the horizon, sure. Till then, keep your palm steady on the wheel and your bark loud, and remember, a true pirate follows his nose to adventure. Okay. Thanks, Jasper. Pirate Jasper. Thanks, Pirate Jasper. Cool.
That's a deal. That's a deal. That's a deal. That's a deal. What do you say when something seems so real? That's a deal. I don't need money, don't need fame. I don't need much to keep me sane. All I need is my...
reused from just regular storefronts. Oh,
He got up and he was bleeding.
Stop. Thank you. Why did I even click? I'm not even sure what I clicked. I clicked just a video we don't need. Now we're gonna look at the actual Adventure World new website that released yesterday. And I think after that we don't have much else to do, right? I don't think so. I might make another video covering like some of the show tapes for Adventure World, but that's gonna be a separate video, right? Or a separate stream. All of that running around works up an appetite. Fuel up for adventure at the power-up station with pizza, nachos, ice cream, and more. Oh boy. Birthday parties. All day play. Live birthday show ticket blaster. Okay. At Chuck E. Cheese Adventure World, the Birthday Explorer leads the charge of their party. All birthdays include all-day play across our multi-story indoor playground, a live birthday show with Chucky, and the iconic Ticket Blaster experience. With parties for every budget, we handle setup and cleanup, and Kid Check handles the rest. You just celebrate. You know what else handles the rest? The waiver that you have to sign before you come into the store. I don't think my dog liked that joke. Safety first. Kid Check. Epic family fun you can count on. Oh, this website is accessible, by the way, via adventureworld.fun, the URL. Alright. Every child and their guardian receive a matching invisible stamp at entry. Checked again at exit. So, no child leaves without the adult they came in with. And there's, like, the Bubbly Reef. There's Jasper. Now, if you select location, you have Chandler, Arizona, and Fargo, North Dakota. None of these locations have opened yet. No, they didn't include the location, Arlington, that's already open. And I think it's because of the Arlington website that we were just looking at. They need to move it over. They just haven't done it yet. I just find it funny how they decided not to even just start there, right? Frequently asked questions. What is Chuck E. Cheese Adventure World? We've just gone over it. It's like a giant inner play thing with a waiver. How is Adventure World different from regular Chuck E. Cheese? Because Chuck E. Cheese is like an arcade, and then Adventure World is like a giant climbing frame. What ages is Adventure World for? It said that adults can join the fun, so I'm going to assume just about everybody. Do Fun Pass members get a discount at Adventure World? Now, I've already seen the answer to this. It's yes, and I think it says it here too. Yep. It's 20% off Adventure World admission, because regular Adventure World admission is like $19.99 per person. It's kind of interesting. Do I need to sign a waiver? Yes. And you can do it online or you can do it at the register. But if you do it at a previous visit or online, you can like skip the line. Here's Chucky riding a dragon. Here's Bella riding a dragon. I don't know why she has this. What's going on here? And then just like trees, mushrooms, Adventure World. I think I've also forgotten something very important. There's Bella up here, Jasper right here, Chucky. Now, all of these are AI generated. It's worth noticing, right? But Bella's is like kind of stomachable, despite the fact that it's like, okay, girl, why are you wearing armor? Jasper, I don't understand how they came up with this. He has a belt, which matches his outfit, and his arm is coming up through the scuba gear, which doesn't really make sense, but neither do a lot of AI stuff. There's something really uncanny also about like the inside of his mouth being the way it is. And then Chucky. Chucky's just Chucky. He's wearing his safari outfit, which would be interesting to explore more. Munch is just wearing his trampoline outfit, but the uncanny valley right here is that they tried to make him quote unquote like a realistic monster, and I feel that that's just not accurate. Then there's Pasquale, who has like the weird techie hat and like the techie apron and like the shoulder pads and stuff like that. I don't understand that. And then Helen, she looks mostly the same except the fact that like her feathers are more, I guess, quote unquote real looking, and like they clip weird with the background. But also, like, she's got like her weird armor going on that looks like a dress. I think out of all these three outfits, out of like the three outfits of Pasquale, Helen, and Munch, Helen probably got it the best. Because the other two, like, Pasquale looks too weird. Like, he looks realistic in the wrong way. In the wrong parts of him, they tried to give him a slight sense of realism. And it's like mostly in his face. They stretched out his face and they gave the texture that's more realistic, which I don't like. And then Munch, same thing. They made his eyes smaller and they tried to make a quote unquote realistic-ish looking monster, which I don't agree with. And I mean, on this side, Jasper probably got the best outfit, but he also got one of the weirdest renders because his arm again is coming up through here, which it shouldn't, logically. And then if we go down here, like we were just at, right here, this makes sense, right? Because his scuba gear is fixed. Now, the belt still doesn't, but the rest of him at least does. I feel like I already read all of this, but I don't know, so I'm just gonna read it again. Giant indoor playground. Multi-story slides, climbers, and obstacle courses to conquer in Jasper's Bubble Reef and Chucky's Jungle Temple Zones. And grown-ups aren't just watching here either. Climb on in and enjoy the fun. Because like I said, even grown-ups can be in the adventure zone. Dedicated toddler zone. Munch's Cosmic Bounce, a toddler-sized corner of the Adventure World universe made just for kids under 56 inches, which is like 4'8". Perfect for climbing, sliding, and discovering at their own pace. Live shows and dance parties. Catch Adventure Chucky live every visit for a show that gets the whole room dancing. Then, keep the energy going with music videos and challenges on the giant video wall, which I assume is like a YouTube video we'll probably get into on a different stream. Power Up Station. All that running around works up an appetite. Fuel up for adventure at the Power Up Station with pizza, nachos, ice cream, and more. And then this, I know we definitely read. So, I am not sure if I have to go for now, but for the sake of everything, I think that is where I am going to end stream. I am coming up on like 34 minutes, and I mean, that's not very long. I used to stream for like more than 2 hours in the past. It's mostly that I just have stuff I need to do. So, until then, I will see you guys next time. Hopefully, we can properly cover the rest of the Chuck E. Cheese content. And yeah, it's actually been a much better stream than on Twitch, so I'm deeply impressed. Have a nice day. Be good.